So, question 23 in the series of questions. What does a good death look like to you?
A good death is one where every possible action that can be taken to alleviate anybody's suffering is taken. Some people choose medical assistance in dying. I talked about that before. Some people, just want to go on their own without any intervention whatsoever. But a good death to me is, one where you're heavily medicated if you need to be. If you don't need to be, then you're not. But if you are, then, the medication is enough to facilitate the process so that it's seamless, it's painless, it's easy for the people that are there observing. I wouldn't want a struggle. I wouldn't want to be intubated. I wouldn't want, any extraordinary measures taken at all. So yeah, a good death, I guess, is just quiet, peaceful. No Buddha bowls or anything like that.
No shark attack.
No shark attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, question 30 touches on this as well. Since you're an atheist, Jennifer, where do you think we go after we die? Lights out, reincarnation, another plane of existence, but not anything like the Bible?
Well, I hope to God it isn't anything like the Bible. That's a terrible book. I mean, read it cover to cover, and some of you will no longer be Christians because it's pretty bad. Anyway.
But the question
is
where do you think we go after we die?
Back into the universe. We're just stardust.
Mm-hmm.
We're nothing else. There's no outliving death. You cannot have a conscience or consciousness after you die. Like it is just. It's chemically, it's biologically, it's impossible. When you have no brain activity, you are done. There's no nothing afterwards. And the best part is, you don't know there's nothing afterwards. Because you're dead.
Okay, I think we know how you feel about that. Okay, question 37. What do people need to do to help the dying? Or how can we help those who are dying?
The best part, I think, is to take your direction from the person themselves. Obviously I'm dying, but I'm not, I'm kind of incapacitated, but I'm not, I still have my faculties and, I can still do certain things. Walking isn't one of them. But, you just take your cues from the person that's actually dying, and you have to be honest and upfront if that's what they want. If they ask you a question that makes you uncomfortable, you answer it because they're asking for a reason, and you give your honest answer. And no matter how painful it is, no matter how much you cry, no matter, if you make some dark humor joke out of it, so be it. I mean, that's my thing. I have no problem answering the really hard questions or just the really silly questions, that are related in some way. I love it all. I don't worry about, I want people to be open and honest about talking about death. And unless we do it, it won't happen. We're both death obsessed and death adverse. It's a very weird thing to think of it that way, but whether we know it or not, we obsess about our own deaths or the deaths of others far more often than we would ever likely admit, you know. So I would say, you know, be open, be honest, answer questions honestly, be there. Never ask, what can I do for you? Or sorry, never ask if you need, or say, if you need me, just call me. Always ask, what can I do for you? Always ask that question. Because loads of people won't ask. They think they're being a burden, or, you know, oh, so-and-so doesn't want to hear about that. And it's like, chances are so-and-so does want to hear about that, or does want to contribute or help in some way, you know. We've seen that, we saw that with the fundraising, which was phenomenal, you know. You know, you never know what people really think until they have to really think.
And also, I guess, maybe just, I know it's not about me, but treating a person like you always have. Like they're not catchy. What they have isn't.
No.
Yeah, that their death process isn't going to contaminate you somehow.
Right. It'll impact you mentally and emotionally, but my cancer isn't gonna.
Yeah.
You know.
You're still you.
I'm still me.
You're still you.
For now.
Yeah. For now.
Until this cheese starts slipping off the toast, I'm still me.
Okay, and the last question in this little segment, 39. Jennifer, are you more intrigued, excited, interested in the process of living or in the process of dying, and why?
I think for sure the focus has shifted somewhat, but not in a morbid way, not in a way that takes the focus off living. I mean, I'm still alive, so what am I going to do, lay in the bed until I die? No. But, you know, I guess you just become more aware of the changes that are happening and stuff, and, you know, how you mentally make those shifts, make those adjustments to accepting, like, okay, every day is going to be different. Every single day is going to be different. You know, it could be a little bit better, it could be a little bit worse, it could be a lot worse. You know, it's not likely to get a whole lot better. So you just, what was the rest of the question?
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you more intrigued, excited, interested in the process of living or in the process of dying, and why?
The process of dying is you know, it's an interesting one, right? I don't know that anyone can imagine being dead, like actually being dead. You know, and like I explained earlier, you know, the process of dying, like actively dying, doesn't bother me at all. Like, you know, I don't want to suffer. I don't want to suffer for months on end and have people, you know, wonder when it's going to be over, including myself. But we have ways around that. We're pretty lucky here. I think I'm fascinated by the culture and the ritual and the, you know, the process, I guess, around death. But there will come a point where I will technically still be alive, but I am already dead because I'm not able to respond. I'm not you know, they say the hearing is the last sense to go. You know, and that part of it kind of gives me a little freak out a little bit. Is like, I will be literally minutes from death and I can still hear somebody. Like, that I find both intriguing and just a little creepy. I don't know. that I could be laying there like 90%, 95% comatose and I can still hear, you know, beeping or Carolyn or whatever. I mean, Carolyn wouldn't be so bad, but
Well, gee.
you know. But the thing is, when you die, you're gone. You're just gone. And of course, I'm intrigued by the and interested in stuff and in the processes. Like, I've watched a lot of really creepy videos or things that other people might find creepy. I find them fascinating, but I mean, I've always said it right from the very beginning. I'm more fascinated by this process than fearful. And that hasn't changed. It's been over a year. It hasn't changed at all. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm just living day to day. And when things change, they change.
Okay.
Okay.